Hey there, how to leap into your new year without the old stuff, right? The old patterns, behavior, thinking, the old thoughts, anything that might be getting in the way, and you have a very staunch and determined zeal with you right now to have an entirely new year. So this is Jeannie with Think Walk the Angels and JoyFlames.com here to give you a little support from the quantum and what they suggest as far as, well, how do we do this? The best thing you can do, if you don't know what is blocking you, you don't have to know. You don't have to have all those answers. You don't have to see exactly what it is. It's just being open to the idea that something is when you're not living your whole desired reality. It's helpful to get in touch with those blocks because it can take you back to, oh my gosh, I was 3 when I first heard that message, that I cut myself back because I was afraid that I was going to outshine a parent because they wanted the audience and I really didn't, or whatever the case may be. I mean, there's so many cases where children learn to hold themselves back, or we're told, well, we don't really tell you that we're proud of you because then you might have an ego and you will be very full of pride instead of humble. So there's all kinds of little messages can get in there from childhood that you look back on, you jump into the quantum and you say, oh my gosh, I just heard that sentence again. And now I'm doing it to my children and not telling them that I'm proud of them, that I honor them, that I value them. I'm so glad they're here, that they matter so much, that they can make this huge difference for the planet. All the things that maybe weren't said to you as a child. And you had this strong sense that you were here for a big reason. And it may have held you back a little bit. And then when you hit adulthood, all of a sudden people are going, I have no idea what my purpose is. I have no idea where I'm supposed to be mattering because the outlet for it wasn't there as a child. So going into the new year, do your quantum leaps. As you can see in all these videos as far as how to do them, jump into that desired reality, into the quantum state. Check in with your essential self. That's your essential self prior to any form that you've ever had. And ask, what's my block? Are there blocks? Do I need to dump anything off? If you don't get anything clear, that's okay. Just make a declaration. I'm dumping them all off. I'm going to have my essential self be great with helping me do this because your essential self, again, has no matter, no form. So it doesn't have to have anything attached to it whatsoever, and it does not have anything attached. So then, and from that space of dumping off, now when people have asked me, how do you mean exactly quantum leap? You know what? The easiest explanation they've always given me to quantum is that we did this regularly as children before we were told, stop daydreaming, you're too imaginative, you're stuck on some fantasy world, I don't know what reality you live in, that's not real, those kinds of things. So the quantum leaping is everything that we did as children when we jumped into these desired realities of something that we really wanted to live. And your imagination was kicked into high gear, and you saw and you felt it, and you got so excited, and you were thinking, oh my gosh, I can barely wait. I know what I'm going to feel like. I know how that's going to be. I know how many people I'm going to have fun with that, doing that. And then you jumped it back into your now because the excitement, that thrill, the vision of it was so strong for you, you couldn't consider it anything other than real. And guess what? Many of those things as a child, until you were talked out of them, until you were told, we can't afford this, that's not going to happen, that's not reality. Maybe when you're old, have you ever had that? People have told me, they were told as kids, maybe when you're old, you can have that. What does that even mean? What, skip ahead to 70 in the middle, suffer and have hardship and not really live what you desire? And I don't even consider 70 old anymore anyway. What's old? That's, I don't know. I really don't need old people unless they've decided to be old. So, going through this then, before you hit that first of 2020, do that clearing, do that dumping off, do that visionary sense of yourself where you're looking at yourself really clearly, really purely. Give yourself a pure mirror, a clear, polished mirror to say, yeah, I'm not going forward with that black talk. I'm not going to take those limiting tapes with me. I'm not going to take those sentences that I throw at myself every morning for the first 2 hours of my day until I pull myself back out of that state and plummet myself into a much better state. You know what? Just take it and dump it and say, I'm not going to do this anymore to myself. What bore? All right? The filters on ourselves are sometimes the most powerful filters, and then they reflect out into the world and we wonder, why are people being so hard and mean? And whatever you want to call it, just hardcore. And then you got to look in the mirror and say, where am I being hardcore and mean and cruel and all of that to myself? Because that's where it always goes back to, always, always. And it can be a random event that you experience on the street and you're saying, what? Why did that happen today? Look back in the mirror and say, where am I being like that towards myself? Because I just projected it out into the street for myself to see. Okay? So, and as you're doing these quantum leaps, you're jumping into that desired reality and you're dumping off as you go. Then see, look clearly, ask your essential self, hey, what's in store for my most desired reality? Maybe information's going to start sailing in for you that you didn't expect. Like, what? I would never consider doing that. I never thought of ever doing that. I don't even know if that'd be a draw. Trust your essential self. Your essential self knows things that you would enjoy that you have no idea that you would enjoy. To include seizing anything that takes your power away, that diminishes your power, that diminishes your sense of empowerment, that cuts your energy, that gives you a sense of you can't really get where you're wanting to go, and you just haven't been honest with yourself that whatever that substance is or whatever it is outside of yourself that you have been projecting you're feeling good onto is now flaring up at you and saying, yeah, guess what? It might make you feel good that whatever it is for a couple hours, maybe a day or something, and then the next day you wake back up and feel like, wait a minute, I'm a victim again. So make 2020 what it is for you, whatever that turns out to be. It is the year of perfect visions coming true. So not only hold the vision, then decide, you know what, it's okay to infuse it with all that energy, your imagination, your vision, your feeling. Feeling is key. And keep jumping that back into your now, back into your now. People ask me, what do you mean by that? Why are you saying jump back into your now? Because if we stay in a state of, wow, that'd be really cool, I would love to do that, boy, if only, guess what? It stays in the future. It doesn't manage to connect us here in the now. So jumping into that desired reality, watching, seeing, looking, dumping off the stuff that you are getting, these strong senses, that's in the way, that's in the way. And you'll hear me talk a lot about stuff getting projected outside yourself. Anything where you have to do something outside of yourself to feel good inside means you're not connected to your whole power. And people get their backs up about this. They're like, what are you talking about? Of course I'm connected to my own power and stuff. Not if you have to project feeling good, feeling your joy and peace outside onto something outside of yourself, exterior. I know, it's tricky sometimes, doesn't it? Looking in that mirror of ourselves. So what are examples of this? Booze, pot, pills, whatever that we think that is what's going to give us a feeling of feeling good, because that's very temporary. It's a salve. It's not really walking through something and facing something and allowing ourselves to really feel what doesn't feel good and saying, I don't have to live like that. I don't have to be this incapacitated. I don't have to be a victim of anything, especially to myself, right? So see what you can do to really head into this new year with a completely different mindset of what is possible for you, because everything is, and it's just a matter of what we determined we're going to let into our lives. That's again what the quantum leaping does. It lets you're giving yourself permission to let it into your life, into your now, into your reality, rather than holding it out there and saying, wouldn't that be great if, boy, I wish I could do that like that other person's doing it. You can. All right. Happy 2020. See you very soon. This is Jeannie Blaha with Take a Walk with Your Angels and JoyFlames.com. Peace.